Just a quick spot.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I tell you what, a person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
Debate team orange group, debate team blue group, please take the podium. Audience, we have debate teams at the podium. Okay, the blue group represents the dark tables in general, the blue group in specific, and they have taken the positive position on the issue, and the orange group representing the light tables in general, the orange group in specific, they have taken the negative position on the issue. We're going to start with the positive position. That'll be the blue group, and you can go down.
Okay, so the answer to the question, it can be for the children because, like, it talks about, the old book talks about the metaphor of the Russian Revolution, like in which it displays the different ideology between the animals and the people, like the ideology system of beliefs, like it can't like be for children, like the children will not understand. Do not understand the
Okay, so now we're going to hear from the orange group.
Animal Farm can't be a children's book because the author himself, he was surprised when he found that the libraries having the Animal Farming, the children's section, he did not have it in mind to put it as a children's book. He, even though it talks about animals and something like a kid would like, but still, the author himself, he took that it has a deeper message, it has a deeper meaning, the book itself. That's it.
Okay, so each group will have an opportunity to cross reference the opposing side, and of course we're going to start with the blue group.
I was about to say the negative side, and I'm not talking about the positive side. Okay, so like the positive side is like, yeah, it can be the children's book because like it's talking about like the animals, and they can't understand that there are some like metaphor between humans and animals. They can be compared to each other and display something.
Okay, so now we're going to hear from the orange group.
Okay, so now you're talking about like, that is the negative side, which is my point of view. You're supposed to be talking about the positive side of the issue, is which Animal Farm is a children's book, and I'm talking about Animal Farm is not a children's book.
Okay, I'm talking about it is a children's.
As I heard, I think I hear properly that you did talk about it is not a children's book. Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to allow each representative of their debate team to go back to their tables for 3 minutes to prepare for the next round. Two minutes.
He's talking and non-stop.
One minute. Okay, let me get the orange and blue group debate team representatives back to the podium. Okay, so we are about to begin round 2. And okay, so we're starting with the blue group.
Okay, so we as a group, we didn't know that we had the positive side. So now we understand, and I have to know that the language that's used to use the book is easy for children, like, to understand. And also, most of the characters are animals. There's like no humans. There's no like a strong comparison that they will not understand. The metaphor behind it is to get the most people to find it as like an easy book. So like the grammar and the language is being used is so easy that they can't understand it like than another hard book. That's it.
Okay, so now we're going to hear from the orange group.
Well, it wasn't intentionally chosen to be for children, obviously, because it makes very complex connections. The reason he used animals was to make it easier for the public. to actually, understand the connection between the animal and who it represents in society. It was never meant for a children's book. It has complex connections between the, rulers and tyrants, all in all. That's all.
Okay, so we're going to allow 2 minutes for cross-referencing or examining the opposing side. We're going to start with the blue group.
I still agree that it can be for children, but because children can't shock when they get into grade 6 and grade 7, and when they talk about the Russian Revolution, say what is this? And they must have an introduction to what is the Russian Revolution George Orwell gave. Also the 7 Commandments will give the children a better understanding of the revolution. A brief introduction. That's it.
Okay, so now we're going to hear back from the orange group.
So to cross-reference blue group's argument, they say that it's because they use simple language. Well, really it's not. He doesn't use simple language to appeal to children. He's mostly using that to appeal to the masses, so everyone can understand it, whether they're highly educated or not. It's not just for children for that reason. And plus, this has no relation for why children would really introduce you to the Russian Revolution, because in all honesty, it doesn't really bring up any names or mention it was a Russian Revolution other than citing, the words comrade. Lastly, the 7 Commandments doesn't really make much of a connection for. I don't think kids would be able to connect all the ideas and all the aspects of, the deep philosophy embedded in the book. That would be all.
Okay, now the representatives are going to go back to their tables for 3 minutes to make any necessary adjustments before round 3. Yep. 1 minute, 15 seconds.
Your whole side is your whole side is
I don't know what I'm doing. Seconds. Seconds. Okay, all right. Okay, so let me get the representatives from the orange team and the representative from the blue team back to the podium. Now for the final round, each side will have a minute and a half to expound on their position and any other comments they would like to make. We're going to start with the blue team.
Animal Farm is a children's book because the author chose the animal farm like as a metaphor, as Farah said, as a metaphor to classify the revolution to fit the children's minds. And everything in the novel was classified to fit the children's minds. Like for example, when the author, when the animals decided to make up the 7 commandments, it was like the rules or the rules that that the citizens came up with after they after the rebellion. And as kids must have introduction to the Russian Revolution, George Orwell did this.
Okay, so now we're going to hear from the orange group.
George Orwell, the author of Animal Farm, did not really classify Animal Farm to be a children's book. He used heavy personification that no child can actually put it in reality. It's not easy for children to relate Animal Farm, a book, or read in between the lines and relate it to something that actually happened as we're talking about the Russian Revolution. There will be no way that George Orwell, after the books were in the library, in the children's section, he freaked out and he went to every library to tell them it's not a children's book. It has a deeper message and a deeper meaning to it. Thank you.
Okay, well that concludes our second knockout debate. Orange team and blue team, debate teams. Go ahead and give them a round of applause.
In Islamic school. I'll talk about tomorrow.
That's rolling the hard way. We don't want to roll quite that hard. We want to get one of them little mini buses.
What's up?
A person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
Everybody's gone out of their mind.
Welcome to Mr. Quick's class.
Welcome to Mr. Quick's class. Welcome to Mr. Quick's class. Welcome, Mr. Quick's class.
Oh,
yeah.